Hi, I'm Matt.
Hey there, I'm Bianca.
And in this video, we are going to review Desire Pearl in Cancun, Mexico. We're going to talk about the people that are here, the food, the resort, everything you can possibly think of.
So stay tuned, we're the Traveling Swingers.
What a vacation.
Oh, it's hard to complain about a vacation.
Yeah, especially to Mexico.
Yeah.
Especially to a lifestyle resort.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been a fantastic week here.
Absolutely.
So we have never been to the Desire Resort.
No.
We've been to Temptations, which is owned by the same company, but it's a very, very different vibe than here at Desire.
Yeah.
This has been on our list for many years, and then when we had some friends say, "Hey, why don't you join us down here?" We're like, okay.
Why not?
Yeah. So Desire Resort is in Cancun, Mexico, and it is about 20-25 minutes from the airport, so it's actually pretty close by, and about the same distance to downtown Cancun, which is a giant tourist area that has everything you could possibly want, whether it's scuba diving and fishing and just the normal touristy things that you would
shopping.
Find in Mexico. Lots of tequila, lots of tequila. And this resort is absolutely gorgeous. I would tend to say the most beautiful lifestyle resort that we have been to.
I would agree with that.
We have been to some, private takeovers where someone found a villa along those lines that is phenomenal on the waterfront, something like that. But an actual resort itself, this place is gorgeous.
Yes.
They do a really, really good job making this seem very high class from the fact that, there's different levels of service here, but like we have a butler, for example.
Yeah.
And that's nice, although we used
Didn't really use them.
Didn't really use them for anything. No. more than I think we made reservations once, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have.
Yeah.
It's nice to have. But the rooms are absolutely gorgeous. The resort is phenomenal. The trees and
the ocean is right there, like just right there. Like we can have our door open on our balcony, and we're lucky enough that we can hear the ocean waves from our balcony. That's like from our bed in our room. That's, to me, like, I love that.
Right. So the grounds here are phenomenal. We love them. The room, what do you think of the room?
I love the room. There's plenty of storage. There wasn't enough like drawers.
Okay.
That was a little issue that we had a little bit, but there was plenty of stuff to hang things up and that kind of stuff. Safe as usual. I'm actually usually very allergic to certain soaps and stuff, so I usually travel with my own soaps.
Right.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I forgot my soaps, and I was not allergic to them. So I don't know what they use, but I had no problems with them. So
that's
good
true.
on them.
Yeah, you are allergic to them.
Like things that the ladies would enjoy. Like they have a blow dryer. Obviously, most places do nowadays, so you don't have to bring that. They also had like a light up makeup mirror in the bathroom, which I found great for being able to put on my makeup and see what I was doing and that kind of stuff. So I guess the only complaint that I could have if I had to come up with a complaint in the bathroom was that there just was, other than the makeup mirror, there wasn't a lot of light. Okay. So I would have liked a little bit more light in the bathroom. But I mean, if that's your only complaint about the bathroom, I mean, it was great. Sometimes it takes a little while for the hot water to get going. But other than that, like, I can't complain. Like, there was plenty of space in the shower. It was clean. There was a beautiful bathtub, although I didn't take advantage of it. So we're in the hot tub so much. But yeah, as far as the room goes, there was a refrigerator that they stocked with water and
sodas and beer,
which, I think I only drink the waters. But and then there's a little coffee maker in the room, so you can make espresso in the morning, which was great before you go down to breakfast. So yeah, as far as the amenities in the room, there's not a whole lot I can find to complain about.
Right, and speaking of the alcohol, as you did, this is an all-inclusive resort.
Absolutely.
And so if you want to get absolutely wasted, you can do that.
You can do
that. I wouldn't recommend it because it's also hot here.
Yeah.
But The drinks are very flowing.
Yeah.
And they actually have a pretty solid selection of drinks, of liquor.
And good bartenders too, because I had very few drinks that I didn't like that I asked for. I mean, there were a couple here and there, but that was probably more my fault than their fault. Ordering things that I'm not used to or whatever. So yeah.
But yeah, no, there was top shelf rums and vodkas and what's nice about resorts like this is that you can actually go up to another couple and you see their drink and you say, "What are you drinking?" And they'll tell you, and you're like, "Oh, I need to try one of those." Something that you've never heard of before.
It's also a good pickup line.
It's a good pickup line too. Absolutely, that's what we've used that one.
Absolutely. Someone used it on me this trip.
It's like I was like,
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
It's a beer. It's a beer in a can.
Yeah.
It's called Budweiser. That didn't have that here. But it is all inclusive. So when it comes to alcohol, you can have as much or as little as you want. It is everywhere. There are people walking around handing out champagne. There are waiters just kind of wandering the grounds asking if you'd like something.
Nice.
All day, all night. We had never an issue finding alcohol if that's what we were looking for, which is great. And then of course moving on to the food. The food was, I would say, phenomenal. You wouldn't say phenomenal. Okay, well we'll go into that then. So across the board, so there are 3 different restaurants here. Okay, the first and the main restaurant is Aphrodite, and it is where you would go for breakfast and or lunch, and that's like the buffet, the Mexican buffet.
Well, they did have a menu though.
They did have a menu if you wanted that. I think at one point, like the first day we were here, I think I ordered a quesadilla, and the guy's like, "Just a cheese quesadilla?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's just all I want. Doesn't need anything else." But other than that, the connoisseur that I am. I found that the food at Aphrodite was pretty solid. There were some things that I definitely wouldn't necessarily want to try. They're not just my jam. But across the board, it was pretty good Mexican food. We went there for breakfast quite a few times. We went there for lunch quite a few times. I think the salads might have been, I think you said that was a little lacking.
Yeah, I don't know if I can comment too much on the breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast person, and I never really found my thing for breakfast.
Stopping you there, at breakfast, they have a phenomenal omelet bar.
Yeah.
No complaints. I had that pretty much every day. They made a really good omelet there. So, okay, go on.
It's just, I had trouble, and it was, like I said, it's me. They have plenty of variety, but just nothing that I was feeling excited about, and so I'd have a little nibble of this and that, and it was fine. It filled up my stomach so that I could continue to drink. They also did have a green juice that was really good, so if you're coming here and you need a little extra greens in your system, or maybe you're a little hungover or something, the green juice was really good, so I did enjoy that. Yeah,
we recommend that. It's only available in the mornings, but it's totally worth it.
Really good. And then for lunches, I did not like the salad bar. I love a salad bar, and it was just okay. I couldn't get very excited about it, and normally, you know me, I get very excited about a salad bar.
As do I.
Yeah. So lunches were a little bit more difficult. They did have one day this like garbanzo bean salad that had like peas and corn in it that I just was like, I could have eaten the whole thing. It was so good. And you were like, eat as much as you can. You may not see this again, which is true. I didn't see it again. But it's buffet style. So they have a variety of things at lunchtime as well that you can just grab. Yesterday was kind of cool because I was busy doing things, and I actually I went in there and asked them for a plastic plate, and I was able to grab my lunch and eat it out at the pool on our little bed. So that was kind of nice to be able to do that. And then there was another day. They also have pizza set up right outside there, so you could just go, if you're at the pool and you just want to order a quick pizza, you can go. They have 4 different types that you can order, and I'm sure you could customize something if you wanted to, but you can go up and grab a pizza and eat it at your
lounge chair,
wherever you're sitting at the pool. And then they also set up some sort of barbecue, and it's different every day. One day it was hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and fries. I saw tacos one day. I saw burritos one day.
Octopus burritos. That looked delicious.
Yeah, it was kind of different. Every single day they had a little barbecue set up out there too. So, plenty of carbs and proteins to help fill up and sop up all the alcohol.
So the next restaurant is called Suki, and that is an Asian fusion restaurant. We went there for dinner with some friends, and it was, I loved it.
I think that was probably my favorite meal.
Yeah, the sushi phenomenal. They had, I don't know what it was off the top of my head, but it was called like, it had like cream cheese and cucumber.
I think you had the Desire Roll.
Oh yeah, it was called the Desire Roll. The name of the place, named after this place, so they know it's good.
Yes.
And that was my favorite of the sushi. It's like 4 different sushi to a plate, and they had 5 different choices of sushi in addition to other parts of the meal, other main courses and such. But you could choose sushi if you wanted to, and it was enough. But it was also enough to share with the other people at your table.
It would have been smart if we had all ordered something different and just everybody had a piece.
Yeah, because I feel like I missed some of the sushi.
Yeah, because I was trying to decide, because there were several of them that I wanted to try, but I knew I couldn't eat all of it. So one of us should have suggested that.
Yeah, and that was right over the water, so you have this amazing view while you're eating. It actually, I remember you were sitting there while we're eating dinner, and you're like, I feel like I'm on a cruise ship.
Well, because the water it's right there, so it does. When you're in that restaurant, you're looking out on the water, and you could be on a cruise ship. It feels that way.
Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, we absolutely love that restaurant. It was fantastic. A perfect romantic meal. It's a little quieter, and you can talk to your friends, or just have just the 2 of you alone, and it would be a really, really nice thing. One of the nights along the pool side, they actually had a Mexican buffet, which was, which I thought was very romantic. I asked you, and you're like,
I think it was just my mood that night. I just, when we got there, they gave us a really nice table, and then we went over to go talk to some friends, and then our table was gone.
Oh, that's right. They gave it to somebody else.
Table. So we got a different table.
That's true.
And then honestly, the food at that one for me wasn't the best.
Yeah.
I had a hard time finding things I wanted to eat.
As did I.
Yeah. And so I think it was just more my mood than anything else. It was romantic. It was dark. They had pretty lights put up. They had, the presentation for the buffet was beautiful. And, other people that we talked to really enjoyed the food.
Yeah.
So it was me.
Well, I actually agree with you. I didn't really enjoy the dinner
in fact, that night we ended up coming back to the room late and ordering room service because we were like starving.
Then they make a pretty solid BLT at room service.
Yeah.
The pizza.
Did love the pizza.
But it's room service, and it's good. It's good if you're ordering food at 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
You don't really care what you're eating. You just need something.
No, you just need to get something.
The after sex food. The after sex food. The last restaurant which we went to last night. Pearl, thank you. It kind of changes depending on the night, but last night that we went, it was French cuisine. It was fantastic as well. I had. What did I have?
You had escargot.
I had the escargot. I had the mussels. I had the most amazing steak. It was really, really good. Probably, I would tend to say that was the best across the board meal that I had.
I'm gonna change my tune. I think that was the best across the board.
I did love the sushi night, but I definitely loved Pearl better.
Yeah, I agree.
And absolutely beautiful restaurant and sexy.
Yeah.
If you can call it. I mean, it's amazing that a restaurant can be sexy, but they did a good job decorating it.
Well, and just everything from every little detail that they thought of, not just the decor in the restaurant, but like the plates and the cutlery and all that. Like everything was just phenomenal.
That's true. We wanted to steal the plates. We were saying we wanted to steal the plates. Really, really nice. We did it, but we thought about it. So the food here has been a little bit of a mixed bag, but in general, we would say it was pretty darn good.
We didn't starve.
We didn't starve.
I don't feel like I would complain about the food and be like, I don't want to go back.
Correct. There is enough stuff that you can find the good things mixed with the things that aren't your jam. So pretty solid positive on the food. The pools were also pretty darn amazing. We've been to a lot of resorts, and the fact that this one is right on the water, and it's a big pool.
It is a big pool.
And it's they have, of course, the bar that you can swim up to, and just kind of hang out and talk to people all day long if that's what you want to do. It's a large pool. They actually have a wall halfway in the pool that separates, so it's almost like 2 pools, and one is considerably colder than the other. So if you actually want to take a cold dip, you can go on that side, which is also the quieter side of the pool area. The louder side, there's music playing all day long, and they have games, and they have you did
I loved the activities. That's one thing I could say about this place is the activities were phenomenal. They were so much fun. Things that I want to do. They had the one thing I didn't get to do was they had a couple of yoga classes. They had one on land and one in the water, which you're on a little floaty thing, and one of our friends did that and just raved about it. They had pole dance classes in the water. They had pole dance classes on the land. They had what else? They water aerobics.
We did volleyball. We did basketball.
Lap dance class. They had a Latin dance class.
Yeah, and
right out on the pool area.
Right out on the pool area. So, these are all the daytime activities. So it was just really nice to just be like, if you want to chill on your bed or on your lounge chair, you can do that. If you want to occasionally get up and do something wild, there's that too. And at least the other guests are entertaining you as well with their dancing. So which or whatever.
Well, and then of course they also had like the sexy games, where they'd ask sexy questions
and trivia and all.
Yeah,
and all
they did all that too. So I felt like the daytime entertainment just all around was top notch.
And we'll get back to the evening entertainment, but the other pool, which is the hot tub, is a very large hot tub, and it is it's so that every afternoon, 7 days a week at 4:30 in the afternoon, they have jacuzzi time. And that is basically where people just kind of move from wherever they are in the hotel, whether it's at the pool or somewhere else, and they're like, oh, it's early evening before dinner, let's go into the hot tub, and it's just kind of like a happy hour where people are, there's another swim-up bar in that pool. It's only a few hundred feet, but not far from the main pool. But you have to walk over there, and there's another bar, and people will just kind of sit in there and drink and talk and meet people. And it is probably the most social activity I've found day and night, where people are actually, meeting other people, of just actually going up and asking what they're drinking, just like you were saying a minute ago. And that's fun. And if you can do that as many days as you're here, or at the very least when you first get here, to meet quantity of people, so that you don't feel, if you're only coming by yourselves as a couple, and you want to socialize, that you can.
I don't agree with that. I would say you should go every single day.
Oh, I know that, but at the very least,
people are constantly leaving.
That's true.
So we've met several people who we would have liked to have talked to longer, but they were leaving that day or the next day or whatever. So I would say you should go to that every day if you wanted to meet people.
Absolutely, because there are new people popping in every single day. I totally agree with you, but at the very least when you first get here. But yes, absolutely, if you can do it 7 days. That's a little tricky one for us, because that's kind of the time of day also when people kind of like to nap a little bit. I know we do, and so it's like, but if we can make that happy hour, it's definitely worth it to do that. That is actually what you mentioned is a little bit of a negative that we found about resorts in general like this, in the sense that this happened to us twice on this trip. Right when we first got here, we met this absolutely gorgeous couple, and we're hitting it off. We're talking to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we're leaving in an hour," and we're like, "Oh, okay, all right." And then the next day, we did the same thing. This one couple that we had kind of like seen, we hadn't talked to, but we had seen kind of eyed each other and smiled a bit, and they were really cute and all that kind of stuff. And then by like the second or third day, I finally went up to them and talked to them, because I don't know, I'm shy apparently, and they're like, "Yeah, we're leaving in an hour." We're like, "Okay. All right. So you don't have that. I mean, that's one negative about resorts in general, is that unless you're going for an event, like oftentimes we'll go to some resorts that will have like a Saturday to Saturday event, and everybody arrives on Saturday and leaves on Saturday. That's also an advantage of like the lifestyle cruises, is that everybody starts on the same day, ends on the same day, so they all have the same mindsets. You have to play things a little bit differently at a resort, and this is definitely one of them, because people are just in and out 7 days a week. There was no rhyme nor reason to the day arriving or leaving, except kind of some people do come for the weekend. But yeah, anyway, back to the pools. Pools were great. Okay, so evening entertainment.
Yeah, the evening entertainment was fabulous. Every night, usually around after dinner, about, I think it was 9:30 or so, they'd start dancing. They'd have a DJ or a live band up at the main area where everybody kind of just catches up, and so or at the lobby where you enter. They had a bar up there, and so you could just hang out there and dance. The entertainment staff would dance with you. If you were just sitting on the sidelines, they'd come grab you and dance with you, which felt very dirty dancing.
Very dirty dancing.
I really enjoyed it. I really liked that they did a great job of getting people up and going on the dance floor, which I thought was great. Then at about 10:30, they open the doors to the entertainment room, which is a small venue, so it gets a little like elbowing in to get the seat that you want, which I didn't love. But so they had, it felt like they had hired entertainment that they brought in for that.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Every night they had different people that would come in and perform and do some pretty amazing performances. The performances were short. They were only about 15 minutes long, which actually was a good thing because it is kind of an unusual situation that you had mentioned where the event opens up the doors, the nightclub opens up the doors at 10:30 p.m. and so at 10 o'clock people start kind of crowding outside because there is not enough seating for the amount of people that are actually at the resort, and so kind of people are just kind of, the second the doors open, people kind of run to a seat and grab it and sit there, and then the people that weren't just hoarding the doors come in a few minutes later and they just kind of have to find this place to stand, oftentimes in front of the people that ran in there to sit down. So that's a little bit kind of odd, but it's nice because the show itself is only about 15 minutes and it changes daily, and they're phenomenal shows. They're really, really entertaining. They're beautiful to watch. They're really good at what they do, the dancing and the flipping and all that kind of stuff, the pole dancing, all the things, and because of the lack of seating issue, the 15 minutes is perfect. Then the music changes and they basically pull people up on stage and it suddenly becomes a dance, like a nightclub, and people are dancing on the dance floor, and that's where it becomes a little bit of a gray area how the night proceeds, because some nights we're there for a half hour dancing, some nights we're there for not even 10 minutes dancing just because of the vibe on the floor, and then a large percentage of the group will go over to the other side of the resort and take off their clothes and hop in the hot tub. And the hot tub, like I said, is very large, so they will just kind of do the social thing for however long it takes before they go off and do whatever they're going to do. So the nighttime entertainment, but the entertainment staff, or just the staff in general, is really good. We were thoroughly impressed by the entertainment staff. She made friends with probably every entertainment person because they can always talk about pole dancing, which she teaches at resorts all over the world. So it's nice to be able to have these conversations, and you were even teaching some of the staff some things, which was kind of cool. What did you think of the sexual atmosphere?
I didn't think that it was as sexual. I mean, people are definitely dressed sexy, but I didn't feel like it's as sexual as other resorts and other vacations that we have been on. It was a very relaxing vacation, but it just felt like people were here just to feel sexy and be sexy and maybe do some naughty stuff at the pool or whatever,
with
their partner. But yeah, it just didn't feel as lifestyle swinger to me as other places.
And I would absolutely agree with you. We've been to one of the same company owns a resort called Temptations, which is also in Cancun, which we went to once 11 years ago. That was like our first lifestyle experience. And we found that Desire is very similar, even though the vibe itself is different. So Temptations is actually like a much more party atmosphere, where Desire, at least Desire Pearl, is a much quieter, relaxing vacation, but it seems like it tends to get a lot of the same people that are just kind of dipping their toes in the lifestyle, or it's someone who comes back here again and again and again and again, and they come here to relax. We did see very little playing. We saw even less playing with strangers.
Well, and I'm sure we talked to many people, and no one ever saw the playroom used.
No one ever saw the playroom used. We actually had to find it. And it was a cute little playroom. I mean, it was, but it was just like, I mean, there was no introduction to it or anything like that. You just kind of had to know that it was from the nightclub. There's this and you enter through some curtains and you're like, oh, look, a playroom. But yeah, no, we never talked to anybody who said they actually use a playroom. So if you do meet a couple, the odds are you're going to pretty much either end up back in your room, or if it is in a hot tub, nighttime they have beds all the way around that you could just go and do that and play with them. So it is possible, but it is definitely less of a sexually charged atmosphere like we've seen at some of the resorts, where clearly people are there to find others to play with because they're on vacation. Not that that's a bad thing, that it's just a different thing.
I would say if you're a swinger and you had vacation time and you wanted to go somewhere to play, if that was your goal, I would say that this would not be the resort for me. I would say if I wanted to go on a relaxing vacation with friends and play with them, or not, whatever, but just go on a lifestyle vacation that was just where you could dress sexy and be nude at the pool and that kind of stuff, this would be a beautiful place for that.
Absolutely.
But if your goal is to get fucked by strangers, I wouldn't.
Or fucked by quantity of strangers, yeah.
Right. I wouldn't say that this was on, and maybe it's different. They may have a takeover week that's better.
Sure.
You know, that the weeks where they say, okay, this is swinger week from this date to this date. Yeah, I would say that could be better.
Could be better.
We don't know because we haven't been to that.
But any
just
event,
a random week.
But any event is always going to be about the people. And of course, every day of the year is going to be different based on the people that are actually there. So yeah, you might get lucky, you might not get lucky.
Well, you can say that about any place.
That's right. And but it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot as far as that's concerned. Where some other resorts or cruises or whatever it might be, where a much larger percentage of the people that are there have kind of the same mindset of, we're on vacation, this is what we're looking for, and we're looking to swing if it presents itself, and if, you know, because we're on vacation or whatever it might be, that they would choose something different over the Desire Resort. But yeah, if you're looking for something relaxing, the people here have all been nice, the guests have all been great, we've had a lot of great conversations. There have been a lot of newbies, as we had seen at the Temptation Resort, where it was just people that are like dipping their toes in, they don't know what they want, they're thinking about maybe, you know, bringing a girl into the bedroom, all that kind of stuff, that they use this as kind of the stepping stone to that, which is what we did. In hindsight, probably we would, you know, with knowing what we know now, we probably, when we were brand new, would have gone to a different resort that actually had a lot more seasoned lifestyle people, so you didn't have that awkward, oh, you were a new couple and we're a new couple, now what do we do? And which we ran into when we were new. So you know, that's kind of a factor. I would still, I mean, it's no question, still a fantastic resort. It's just the vibe is more of a chill nudisty resort where you're just kind of enjoying the fact that you're naked and you can have open conversations with anybody, just like you can at any lifestyle resort, which is freeing and is amazing. But the play was not there. Right. It just wasn't there. We just didn't see that at all. And we talked to a lot of people that they basically said the same thing. And we've talked to people that have been here many times and they're like, yeah, it might be a little bit quieter week, or this is a pretty normal week, or, I mean, there was no one who said, oh, I've been here 10 times over different parts of the year and it's usually much wilder and there's giant orgies happening everywhere. No one ever said anything like that, where some resorts that is the case. So, but in the end, we love this trip. Yeah. We would recommend Desire. If you would like to come to Desire, there is a link in the description below, which is the quickest way to book. We hope that you do book because this place is phenomenal. We will be back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that, you know, just put it. You know, we put a couple of negatives of the things that we, you know, it's a review. We're trying to tell you everything that we possibly can about the resort. In the end, it was still a phenomenal trip. We loved everything about this resort. It was way more positive than negative. We will be back with friends. We came with a big group from Seattle on this trip, and we will be back probably doing the same thing next year or whatever it might be. And we hope to see you. Yeah, because it's a pretty darn cool resort.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.